So I'm going to be trying a Pilates workout video today. I have mainly just gotten my ideas from Pilates and stuff like that from social media and platforms. I haven't really tried a Pilates video from start to finish, so we're going to see how this goes. I'm trying it on vertical live stream, was trying to get enough space in, so hopefully this will be enough space. As far as my height goes, I believe most of it is going to be uh, lying down or supine. So let's see how this works out. It is totally, I know you can't see it from this side, but from over there, it's totally crowded on the patio today. So we're going to see how this plays out. I wish I had the TV like right in front of me. Good morning, Ethan. How are you doing? Okay, so this is a little bit different than yoga. It's rounding, but it's kind of extending forward. No, the foosball table's in the way. Hi, Justin. I don't know what does that say? I'm assuming so. I guess to kind of straighten it out a bit. Definitely different from yoga. All right, now she's going into a plank type thing. This is Pilates, which I am new to. In my videos, I incorporate a little bit of this, but I've never done a full Pilates class. So this is just me trying it out, but I am encountering some challenges. Because I am having some blocks as far as my vision goes. The other side of the patio is a total mess. So we're just seeing how it's going to go. Oh, I didn't know this was a Pilates move. I thought this was just straight from Tracy Anderson. We are learning today. What are y'all saying? I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, I can't see it is the problem. I have a mini basketball hoop in the way. Oh, she's keeping it there. I don't want to have it too loud because I don't want to have a copyright issue with YouTube. Oh, complete blockage. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Got everything against me right now. Got blockage from everything that is on the damn patio. Okay. So this is similar to yoga in the sense of having hands in prayer position, almost having a hold in chair. But I guess this is just more like the little pulses. A hold, stepping out. No, I'm blocked. Let me see. Okay. Blocked again. Should have thought this one through. Oh well. First time, just trying it out. Didn't really think about having everything stacked up in front of me, how that would affect me being able to see. Didn't plan it well. It doesn't mean you give up. The moves are simple enough, so. Hold, mountain on toes. Yeah, so pretty similar. I could not angle the camera higher to fit everything in, because I did assume this would be mainly laying down. It's another thing. Don't assume. Back to pulses. Calm down. Getting back down to the ground. Getting a lot of popping. Okay. Oh shit, let me do it from this way. I mean, shoot. You don't have jokes. It's pretty funny. I think her instruction is actually pretty good. If I could have a little bit higher, and if I had glasses on. I believe this is Move with Nicole. She's really good. I've never found her channel before or anything, but I like her. This is just like doing bridge in yoga. Just lifting your bottom up. And I'm sorry, y'all, the reflection from what we have is sun through the clouds. I cannot see live chat right now. I do apologize. I'm also trying to focus on this, but I'll get more focused on live chat once this is done. Oh, that's smart, doing little pulses in the bridge. That is real smart. I'm gonna add that into my videos. What am I missing here? Oh, she's on her toes and she is opening up. Okay. That was an actually really nice burn. Oh, snaky. Okay, moving to right side. JR, I am from Texas, where it is eternally humid. Just keep it straight. Okay, bend. Straight. Straight. Bend. I like this one. Just having a squint a bit because I very desperately need glasses. I just hate wearing them, but the eye doctor was like, yeah, no, sorry. Your vision's getting bad, Jenna. I was like, all right. Like a pendulum. Oh, that's a good combo. I just can't tell if she's flexing or pointing. And Pilates is a really good workout. Dang. She makes really good sequences. Oh shoot, if I have to switch sides, I'm gonna have a hard time seeing. Let's see if I can. Oh, no, I'm gonna break some stuff if I do that. All right, let me not do that. Okay, let's try not to do this blind. So you may not see all of me, but that's all right. Now it's gonna be blind either way. Shit. Hmm. Have to come up with solutions at all times. All the time. All right, let's see if that helps. Just a little bit. Nope. Okay, I'll just try to remember. She's going forward with the pendulum. This was not well thought out today. She's a really good programmer. I'm super impressed. Okay, up and then down. Back forward. Okay. I think the main thing I like about Pilates is there's more of a focus on the angles versus yoga. So oftentimes you'll see that the Pilates body is different than a yoga body. There's not really a specific yoga body, you know. So I've just never done a full Pilates class. I was like, let me try it today. But I did not take into account the visual blocks I was going to have. All right. It's a lot like airplane. And like chair flow if you combined them together. Okay. It turns, I can see her. That's like the bad zone. All right, child's pose, sort of. I'm sorry, I'll be able to interact more with the live chat as soon as I probably get done with this. I'm just trying to compare it as opposed to yoga. That's what I first started out as, was a yoga instructor. And I was 19. That bird scared the crap out of me. So they're definitely similar. A lot of similarities. I did that one. Yoga and Pilates have a lot of similarities, but I definitely like the way that Pilates has certain transitions. I definitely like, I like this woman, the way that she does the transitions and all that. I might have to do more of her videos. I believe it's called Move with Erica. But she's good. We're not doing the other side? Maybe I missed it. Yeah, I'm just gonna assume I missed that. I took too long. All right, very cool. All right, I'm a fan of you, Erica. I'm a fan. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hi, James from Texas. Player 4, yes, early morning stretch, that's for sure. Early morning stretch. Probably because there's not as much engagement. People typically like when there's more engagement with me, and like when there's a little bit more activity. Also, it's Sunday. There might be some people engaged with other stuff. Sunday morning, it's different for everybody. Also, depending on where you're from, what country you're in, things like that. But yeah, early morning stretches are definitely good. The whole point of this today was just trying out something new, and the new thing for me was doing a Pilates class. Shorty, yes, they are red. I don't always do my nails. I just I'm a little bit of a tomboy, but I got them done this time. I got them done shellac. It's gonna bother me if I don't do this other side though. I get them done shellac so that way they last a little bit longer. But a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's not good to have them under UV rays." I'm like, well, it lasts longer, so. I hate when things start to chip. I don't like that look at all. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I definitely like that. That was a really good one. I'm a fan of Pilates. Oh, that's awesome, player 4. Yeah, I usually the majority, not even the majority, all of my videos and stuff and my live streams are what I call free flow. So it all just comes from me, from my mind. But what I wanted to do is I kind of just wanted to stretch out and see, okay, like what can I learn from an actual video versus just learning from like poses and stuff. Primarily, I get stuff from like Pinterest. I just kind of check things out and kind of learn as I go. I've been interested in Pilates. I've done bar classes and stuff like that, so they kind of implemented a little bit of Pilates in that. But I come from a yoga background. Like that was the first thing that I got certified in when I was 19 years old, and I just always thought it was really cool. I got one of the wheels or the circles last Christmas, and I was like, okay, well, let me just kind of check this out. So I think it's a really good workout, and I think it's something that people should definitely try. This one just happened to be without equipment. You don't need equipment to do this particular video. And you can find a whole bunch of them on YouTube. So I always say, if you can find it and it's something you like to do it. You don't have to stick with just one person or just one whatever, right? Find a multitude. Just be active and just be engaged in something that you enjoy doing. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. But yeah, I also think though doing it live, I think doing it with a wide screen is a little bit better. Um, but I thought, hey, a vertical chat, why not? Let's just try it. Let's see how it goes. I've never really done any of my workouts on a vertical chat, a vertical live stream. But I was like, well, let's just see how it goes and see what happens. Um, I definitely like stretching, but I also implement resistance training for sure. I love using kettlebells. So it's wellness coaching. It's not life coaching per se. They are pretty similar, but I just want to make that distinction. Um, and yeah, you just all you really have to do is send me an email at cultofwellnessco@gmail.com, and then we can get started from there. I did have a Google number, but then it stopped. I guess it said it expired, so but I just do it through email. It's simple, so I can just check it and see what's going on. I appreciate that. But yeah, a lot of stuff I just like to do free flow. This was kind of one of those things where in the past I've done it was just with one other guess let's get some core stuff in. Why not? If anyone wants to. The whole point, hopefully, is that people want to join me doing this. Um, I did some videos where I would follow along with a comedian, but that was the whole point. Was that to keep it funny, to keep it light, because I don't want anyone to take things too incredibly seriously all the time. Being healthy and all that. Yes, it's something serious, especially if you're in a situation where someone has told you, "Hey, it's serious. You need to work on this." Um, but I definitely believe in making it fun. A lot of people will be guilt tripped by people in their life. And I don't think that guilt tripping really works long term. I think sometimes even trying different approaches, fitting small things in when you can, that can lead to more habits being formed. I had a mentor who would say, like, you can encourage people to get into certain, like, micro habits. And I was like, oh, give me an example. He was like, well, a lot of people have cable. I mean, yes, we have streaming services now, but it seems like with a lot of streaming services, commercials are starting to take over unless you pay more. He was like, so you could tell someone, why don't they do a workout, or why don't they do a stretch, or why don't they do something physically active during those commercials? And I was like, that's not really the worst idea. Implemented it for some people. For some people, it stuck. And it was amazing to actually see. Um, we didn't realize how many commercials there really were. And, they were feeling better, looking better. And rather than focusing on weight so much, it was more focusing on measurements. It was more focusing on how are your clothes fitting. It was more focusing on how are you feeling? How are you, uh, like, how is your breath during the day? Like, are you finding that things are easier for you? Rather than having to do expensive tests and things like that for people that maybe had a tougher time monetarily, it would be like, okay, well, then let's just compare how you were feeling a few weeks ago to now. And it's amazing that even just the smallest little habit changes can really lead to big growth and to really feeling a lot better. Even just commercials. I mean, it's crazy. Shorty, you're asking me about stretching in heels. When I was younger, I was in ballet and I was on point. So on a technicality, yes, when you're in point shoes, you're on your tiptoes. So that's why I have such major arches in my feet. JJ, I agree with you. It would be better if it was in landscape. And normally they are in landscape when I'm doing workouts. Hey, the one and only. Jay, not that I'm aware of. Dookie, I'm a wellness coach. I am beast. I'm not in the mood for jumping jacks. And we were doing a Pilates workout. Fluffy, absolutely. Hi, Glenn. I'm doing great. I appreciate that compliment, Caleb. Okay, this is Texas. Texas is humid AF. Gonna do 2 more rounds. So this, what I like to implement is, it's always like yoga fusion. It's not really straight up yoga when I do a yoga class, and that's usually in video form. Live stream, it's more just kind of like what I do personally. Um, but this is straight from Tracy Anderson, so it's just you lift up your head, you extend your legs out, lower, and then as you bring your legs in, you lower your head, right? So I like this personally. I haven't been keeping up as much with my regimen because I have an autoimmune disease which causes a lot of pain, unfortunately. And not that that's an excuse, but this is, in my opinion, when this was being done on the regular, was one of the best ways to, aesthetically at least, have your core looking pretty good. And a lot of people will kind of ask me too, like, well, why doesn't my stomach look a certain way, or why doesn't, XYZ? And a lot of it's going to be diet. And if you've had any children, if you're a woman and if you've had children, you may also experience some loose skin. So it may be a little bit harder, to see that definition. There's things you can try. There's creams and things like that that you can definitely try. Eveline or Eveline is something that I've used that I found helpful. It's one of those things that you do have to kind of like keep on using though, you know. But if there are any mommies out there. 30 more. Whew. Okay. Hi, Brian. Real Wes, thank you for bringing up my awful tattoo. It's a cover up, so I had to cover something up that was very traumatic to me. Um, JJ, I do not know what percentage body fat I'm at right now. Thank you, If. Thank you, James. Hello, Bitches Brew. Yeah, everyone has different opinions on stuff, and it's cool. I don't take offense to any of it. You know, we all have stories. We all have different opinions and stuff on tattoos and piercings and things like that. So we don't always know everyone's story, and there's no reason to place judgment on other people for having an opinion. I completely get it. I actually personally come from a very conservative background and upbringing, so it's not the first time that I've been told something about having a tattoo or multiple tattoos and stuff. So yeah, if that's super cool, and it's really one of those things too where I think that when you come from a place of there's other things that could be done that are more negative, right? A tattoo is kind of like the least of it. People can see it as body adornment. People can see it as something else. I choose to see it as something that is body adornment or is something that maybe you can find as healing. You know, there's people also too that are just afraid of needles. you know, I know a lot of people like that. They're just deathly afraid of needles, and I'm like, I get it. I understand. There is no shame to that at all. Exactly. But I do like to engage anyways, only because it's one of those things where sometimes you just gotta give as many people as you can kindness and hope that maybe that'll satiate that need for that moment. And hopefully it won't then continue on to other people that are live streaming or that do what I do, even if it's just for like a few minutes. You never know. It might help. Thank you, Frank. Yeah, it wasn't in an authentic statement. Yeah. Inauthentic, unauthentic. I'm not a grammar stickler since there's some words you can't say anymore because people get all up in arms. Some things you just can't say anymore. Or he could have been talking. Oh no, the other tattoos over here. I actually get asked a lot if this is like some type of a reference to Pink Floyd, and I'm like, no, not actually. I just had to cover up something I hated. All right. So lifting up, extending, lowering, and then as we bend, we lower our head. What I really liked about that Pilates class, and something that I try not to do, which I'm gonna get to why I like what she did. I try when I do my yoga classes to have like the standing parts and the lying down parts be separate. Not because I don't think other people will have difficulty with it, but because of my own stuff, because I have POTS. So I'll get really dizzy going from standing to sitting sometimes, and with certain movements, if I'm like in a lying down position too long or in a standing position. But it was funny because in one of my videos, I was in a standing position and I just put my arms out like that while I was standing and I got super dizzy and I was like, what the heck is going on? So, what I liked about doing this video that I did a little bit earlier was I didn't have that feeling at all. So I think part of it too is just, and this is just how I feel, this is just my personal opinion. Sometimes when we get a little wrapped up in the things that we get diagnosed with, not saying that it's not true, but when we're able to kind of like disconnect from it a bit and able to get focused in on something else, we'll kind of have our minds disassociate a bit from it. So it's not on our mind so much. We don't have that fear in our head of, oh crap, am I going to have a dizzy spell? Um, I don't edit my videos, so I just kind of leave everything in because I'm like, this is what's actually going on. So really, everything I do is kind of a live stream in a way. You just can't. Thank you. If I appreciate you. Yeah, some people just have to say what they got to say, and I understand. I don't I don't take it offensively. You know, I think it's just up to the person. My partner doesn't have any tattoos, but he's planning on getting one. He just doesn't have any right now. Uh, but just one. So we're all different. Okay, goodbye to you. Thank you, Caleb. If how I see it is a lot of uh there's probably a let's how do I say this? There is some stuff I simply could not control with the way that I appear. So I wanted to start this channel, and I was really hoping that my female the demographic would be larger. It didn't turn out that way. I think part of it is probably because there was a lot of assumptions made on the way that I dress, and I was trying to kind of make things a little fun, thinking that women would find it to be fun as well. The truth is, I live in a very hot climate, and so if I were to always be in stuff that, like if I was in stuff that was, fully covered head to toe, I would be dripping and sweating, and it just really wouldn't be safe for me on a yoga mat. Um, but honestly, even when I'm in stuff that is, I mean, it's kind of not safe either way. I should probably always have a towel out here with me at all times. So I'm kind of damned if I do and damned if I don't. But I just really try to, and why I wanted to do this was just to kind of be able to help as many people as I can, whether it's through fitness or through having more clients in the wellness coaching or not. I do understand that there's people that can't afford my rates. So I wanted to be able to have a forum where people could at least ask questions, maybe that weren't super targeted and specific, but that they would feel comfortable asking questions and getting a little bit of coaching advice, and have it be, a little bit of a complimentary service or whatever, and be able to develop that relationship, be able to develop that, that community, I guess. And it didn't exactly completely turn out that way, but female viewership is growing a little bit, so I'm really happy for that. And definitely, it is unfortunate that um, it didn't grow at the beginning and that maybe there was some misunderstanding, but I just live in a hot climate. That's really all that it is. Yeah, I went to work. I already did the class. This is just me kind of chatting with you guys. Pharaoh. I wouldn't refer to people as so much as weirdos on here. It's just people get misunderstood and people often don't have an outlet. And so I do have boundaries and certain stuff, and people have reached out to me and have felt uncomfortable. So when it gets to a certain point, I will hide users. People have been asking me to get a moderator, and I'm kind of grappling with that right now, debating it. But I think that eventually it'll get to a place where I won't really need one. So I think we can eventually get it to a place. But this is the internet. This is a place where people can pretty much say whatever they want to say, and I'm not the person to be like, oh, you can't say that or you can't do that. I'm kind of the person that's more like some people just need to get their stuff out, or if people are gonna troll and do things like that. I mean, it's coming from a place where they're needing to do that from some reason. We all have wounds, we all have places that we hurt. Some people are maybe just coming from a place where they want to hurt somebody else, or maybe they just think it's funny and that's their sense of humor, or um, you know, it's just really different these days. So I'm kind of uh, I'm in the middle on it right now. But I think we can kind of spin it to get to the right place. Hi, Chandra. Hi. You get Andrew, you get cortisone shots in your neck. Okay. So I have because I kind of wrapped up. I was just doing a Pilates class because I've never done one, so that's just kind of what this live stream was about. Right now, I'm just kind of engaging with people on the live chat. Um, I have a whole bunch of yoga videos. A lot of them focus on the back because a lot of people do have issues with lower back pain, upper back pain. Um, what I would suggest in the moment, honestly, is if you can, and starting really small, is just doing like little tiny neck circles, right? Small ones, starting very small. And then also doing holds. So going to the right, just holding it for a while, coming back to center, and trying to keep your back as straight, right? Keeping posture nice and straight, shoulders rounding them back and down. Going to the left, or my left, this might be your right. I'm not sure if it's mirrored or not. Going forward a little bit, and then going back up, right? Another thing too I would do that I liked, well, I liked it from this video. I'm not going to do what it was on this video, but I'm going to do it from the yoga perspective. Is doing cat cow. So what you're going to do is arch your back, allow your neck to relax, right? So just to kind of fall, try not to put too much stress or do any force. Just let it fall if you can. And how you can do this is by focusing on your breathing. So trying to do a 4-count breath in through your nose and a 6-count breath out through your mouth, okay? So when you inhale, oh, I'm sorry, I did it wrong. When you inhale, you're gonna actually go like this. And when you exhale, you're going to go like this. Inhale, exhale. Another thing you can do is it's called threading the needle. So you're going to bring your hand through. You're going to allow the right side of your head, because this is the right hand. We're going to allow the right side of our head to be on the mat or carpet or floor. You're going to have a little bit of a twist in your upper back, and you're going to just allow your neck to relax. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. And you're going to want to hold this for probably about a minute, 30 seconds to 2 minute, 30 seconds. But the main thing is that it's going to come with consistency. There's not going to be anything that's going to be a fix overnight. There's not going to be anything that's going to be something that's going to be just like, a fix. It's going to be consistency. It's going to take time. So just keeping that in mind. You're welcome, Andrew. Absolutely. Okay, so for a week core, if in personal training, which I used to also be certified in as part of my coaching stuff, one of the biggest things that they taught us and told us was the core is kind of the baseline, right? So that's what you want to work on first. So two things I would suggest, right? You lay down on the floor, and you know how naturally sometimes we have that little space right here in our lower back. What I would work on is getting and eliminating that space. What you'll find is it's going to force you to flex your core. Okay? So doing that for as long as you can, relaxing, and then doing it again. When you find that to be easy, perfect. Then what you can do is starting to, in your daily life, just always hold your core like as if you're getting ready for someone to lightly punch you. So keeping your core engaged at about 20% at all times. And then from there, understanding that everything is stemming from your core. So when we're doing stuff I'm always going to go back to yoga. So when we're doing stuff like, things that are balance work and also core work. Oh, shoot. I'm going to hit a plant over here. Like when we're extending an arm and a leg out, right? What we're actually doing is we're engaging our core. We're keeping that core engaged. But yes, we're also incorporating our arm and our leg. But everything is really stemming from our core. So before we get involved in activities that are engaging our limbs too much, we really want to make sure that we have our core locked in. That's going to be what we're really going to want to do. But there's simple ways to do that. So especially being on the floor, having your knees bent, trying to get that space in your lower back to be non-existent, having it on the floor, it's going to be really helpful for you. Thank you so much for that feedback, C-Man. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. Well, if there's any other, thank you so much for the likes, guys. I appreciate that. Pay. Let's see, what time is it? I probably have about 9 more minutes. It's nice to not be super sweaty now, even though it's still humid. Um, yeah, typically when I'm doing anything that's along the lines of um, fitness related, I actually am not set up against here. I'm set up against the opposite side of my patio. So, but this weekend we have a full house. So we have a whole bunch of stuff out, and it just wasn't going to be feasible for me to move my mats and everything and move all the furniture out of the way to put everything over there. So had to do it over here where I usually do my readings and everything from. So, um, but yeah, absolutely, for sure. Yeah, thank you so much. If it was really nice talking to you, and I'm really hopeful and glad that I could help. And thank you. Absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much for joining my live stream. I appreciate it. So yeah, got about 7 minutes. If there's any questions, anything I can help anybody with, anything anybody wants to talk about that is related to wellness in general, or maybe something you're experiencing that you have a question on how to handle it, um, fitness related, I can answer, within a certain range. Yeah, anything like that. And if not, then I can always wrap this up. No worries. Hi, Rick. Well, mosquitoes are already out. My goodness. Oh, thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. Thank you, you as well. Yeah, I wrapped up that Pilates video a while ago, so but I really liked it. I mean, it's different from yoga. I like the movement. I believe if I'm not mistaken, the channel is Move with Nicole. So if you're interested in Pilates, interested in someone that is dynamic, someone that doesn't require equipment, I highly suggest trying her out because it was a great workout. I really enjoyed it. And I just couldn't have, sound on, don't want to have the copyright gods with YouTube get upset. So I do not speak Spanish very well. I understand a little bit though. Vamos. Okay. Caderas con estilo. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that sentence means. Querida mía. It's been a long time. I'm originally from South Texas, so and a lot of my family members speak Spanish. I am half Hispanic actually. I know I don't look it, but Duolingo has not been very helpful recently. I was like, let me try to learn a little bit more Spanish. I always think we should try to kind of, learn a little bit every day and grow some, whether it's through reading or learning something new or trying to relearn something that maybe you've lost. But Duolingo is focused on me traveling. I'm like, yeah, I might just kind of skip around to other stuff because conversationally, and also too, I just get kind of frustrated with myself for not having the ability to roll my tongue. So roll my R's and all that. So all right, I got about 4 minutes. So I do apologize for not understanding the Spanish. But yeah, that was a good workout. Definitely would have been easier if I would have had this all set up to where I could have seen the screen better on the left hand side. I was just taking guesses. I was like, all right, let me just kind of sneak a peek and then go from there. My typical setup, if you've been a watcher of my channel in the past, then you'll know that you kind of see a bit of a screen behind me. So yeah, that's that's what I was looking at, but basically from the other side. I'm on the other side of the patio, so. And once I get my glasses, this will a lot of things I think are going to be resolved. I won't need this anymore at all. Thank you very much, Gray. I appreciate it. Haywood, that is a great question. I have not tried recently, so I do not know. GB, thank you so much for that reminder. I am a big proponent of not apologizing, but sometimes it just slips back into it was a very old habit that I used to have. So, yeah, thank you for that reminder. I definitely appreciate you. That's a good one. I'm gonna say this is a bot. If you're not a bot, I'm so sorry, but usernames. Usernames are important. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for engaging with me today, for watching this live stream. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and or join one of the membership tiers as it is popping off with content. And I will see y'all on the next video or live stream. Be well, stay wild as well.